we go. We are back outside the great, wonderful hall, which is in the underground caverns near the Majestic City of Roompah. Our unfaithful anti-heroes have just overheard the town meeting where the Burp Squad was brought in to dispense justice upon the horror known as Table Rock. And our heroes have heard this message and withdrawn as the bullywugs start to disperse, and they are discussing their options.
Linda's in trouble, but meh. That's all you got. Meh.
I mean, I've got to think about it a little bit. You know, like I'm not really good at making decisions on the fly, as it were.
To pit two foes against each other. That's what a battle using your mind.
Sorry, jumping in. Was that a bug pun? I think that because it felt like it could have been a bug pun.
I think it was a bug pun.
Oh, wow. This is a great episode. All right, so go ahead. I love you so much. Don't mind me. I'll be here. I'll be over here. Fun.
But, you know, I mean, it's just... We're not the brightest of people. I'm being very honest. Normally, I really like to sort of give myself the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But after earlier,
Well, when we found
falling
that treasure
for
room,
the sexy treasure room, I don't have very much faith in the three of us to somehow coerce the froggy boys to not kill us.
Yeah.
Or Linda Miller, but I don't really care about her.
Well,
I mean, if we cannot convince them to help, then she is our priority. But then also, if we reveal ourselves and we cannot convince them to help against the bug menace, alleged bug menace. I mean, we saw lots of bugs, but we didn't see a big one.
the final boss, as it were. We haven't seen the final boss yet.
Yeah. If we cannot convince them to do that, then, you know, they'll just probably try to eat us like little bugs.
I feel we should at least try and approach them and get a reward from defeating their trap.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
We were promised a sexy reward.
I'm kind of with Big Guy in this one. I still feel like we're owed something.
We climbed up the slime hill, we defeated the spike wall, we climbed into the pit of the mud, and we defeated the monsters made of the mud. We deserve a sexy treasure reward.
You're right, we do. But I don't really know what they'll have to offer us other than, like, you know, a piece of wood with some chicken scratch on it and some hand-me-down clothes, etc., etc.
Andy, how many bullywugs are left in the auditorium right now? Or the frogatorium? The swampatorium?
Yeah. In the Swampatron. They have been kind of leaving in some groups. The pitchfork torch wielding militias have taken off. Others are starting to leave through passageways that you assume lead back to their living area, the quote unquote city. And there's still probably 40 or 50 bullywugs and grung and giant toads and frogs down in the amphitheater.
Do I see Honorable Matthias Flytongue anywhere?
Matthias Flytongue has, he seems to have moved back into the city. You actually catch sight of him sort of heading along, kind of ushering a group back towards the dwelling areas. He's kind of got this all is well sort of act that he's kind of doing, and then Governor Phoebus Millionaire is still kind of shaking hands and patting frogs on the back that are sort of staying in the amphitheater. So Phoebus Millionaire is hanging out in the amphitheater, and then Matthias Flytongue is starting to kind of move with the other bullywugs into the dwelling area.
All right. I think if we're going to talk to one of these guys, we got to do it now. Do we want to try and sneak off and get Flytongue, or try to act natural and go shake hands with Phoebus Millionaire, the governor?
I don't think we can pull that off. I think we could corner The one you call Flytongue.
Tall guy.
I thought the tall guy was the...
Phoebeus Millionaire, the governor, is the really tall, skinny guy.
Okay.
And the Honorable Matthias Flytongue has a formal red velvet suit and a cap like that, and his whole outfit would be very fancy if it wasn't 85% humidity and mud and muck every day.
I wonder how he got that name, Flytongue. I wonder if it's literal or if, like, he's really good with it.
Perhaps his tongue has been possessed by the Bugman.
Good point.
All right. So we're gonna follow this guy, try to corner him, force him to talk to us.
Sure. I feel like it's our best option without, dying.
All right.
All right. Who's leading the party to track this guy down?
Not
Amari is?
me.
Not
No,
Amari.
no,
Not you?
Not I. No.
I don't think any of us are good at this.
At stealth?
None of us are sneaky.
It'll be a nature survival check to track this guy.
Well, I guess I have a +2.
I have a -1.
I have a +2 survival.
All right, so one of you roll with advantage because the other is helping.
Oh, fuck it. I'll go.
You got it?
I'll do it.
Okay. Amari's leading, and Svir, you're helping in your way.
I got a nat 20.
Did you really?
Booyah.
I did.
Oh my
I got
God.
a 7, and I got a Kraken, which is a 20 on these ones.
You guys creep across the back wall of the Great Wonderful Hall, and there's these, rock formations that come up out of the muck and the mud, and it's not that hard to kind of just keep generally a low profile. You think that some people might even actually see you, but they don't seem to react. You're not being incredibly stealthy, is my impression, but you're not getting a reaction if anybody does see you, and they seem to be pretty engrossed in what they're doing down in the Great Hall. You're able to move around the Great Wonderful Hall and into the caverns beyond. And you have a general sense of which way people are moving, and so you're able to go that way. The ceiling has come down. You're now talking about a 10-foot ceiling. You're talking about these caverns are almost like honeycombed. There's just little like stalactites and stalagmites that come together and join into columns, and you're kind of moving around these columns. There's not a lot of good clear lines of sight. You can kind of see the muck has been pushed away where a lot of the bullywugs went through, and you're following these guys, and as you move after them, you start to see some there's actually cave drawings on the wall, and this is sort of what you're noticing is that you're along sort of a main passageway that seems to be leading from the Great Hall to the dwelling area. And on the passageway walls there's like these sort of colored chalk type drawings, and you clearly see what's a drawing of Linda Miller fighting with and eating bullywug warriors. And then you move further down the passageway and you see drawings of Linda Miller fighting with and eating bullywug families. And then you move like another 30, 40, 50 feet, and you see drawings of Linda Miller eating what can only be a bullywug hospital. And like she's bursting out of it. And then there is her eating a bullywug orphanage. And then you see what looks like a bullywug old folk home, and Linda Miller is eating the people there as well. So it's like a series of cave drawings of Linda. It's like a Linda Miller low light reel of her worst deeds, all captured on the. And these are not new drawings. These drawings have been there for some time.
She seems kind of like an asshole.
I agree.
As you move into the sort of the residential caves, you start to see these different houses is a stretch. They're these really they're based on houses. They're these strange wooden houses that are woven through this maze of tunnels that wraps around the Great Wonderful Hall. And the buildings, like, they were built roughly in the shapes that you would see in human villages above ground, but the wood is like rotten and warped from the steamy conditions and the muck that they're sitting in. Like, no one would build a house in a foot of muck, but these guys did. And the angles are all wrong. It's like the builder of these houses was someone who hadn't actually seen a proper house, but had only been told about them. And that is the architect of these houses. And you see stuff where there's like windows that don't have any glass. They don't even have an opening. They're just like a window frame on a wall, like some sort of like painting, you know, like it's hung there. It's just, there's just weird stuff with these houses, and they just look like they could fall over any moment. And you do see some of the houses seem to have already fallen over, only to like come to rest against the stone wall and then just stay there at like a 45-degree angle propped against the wall. Like those are the types of houses that you see as you move after these bullywugs. And you start to see groups kind of breaking off, and you start to see some lights in some of the houses, and you do see bullywug faces kind of peeking from windows, and they're definitely on high alert. And as you catch sight of the red cloak of the Honorable Matthias Flytongue moving around the corner and come after him, you come to a corner in this cavern and look around, and you see a fairly large opening in the cavern. So you have a fairly large cavernous room, and there is a low-slung wooden structure that is about 3 times as big as one of the regular houses. It's 1 story. It is leaning against the cave wall, and there is a painting of a bullywug. It's almost like a comic bullywug in armor, and he's sitting on a lily pad, and across the top of the sign it says the Sogyy Knite, and Knite is spelled with a K. And from inside you hear burp, burp, cheep, 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 burp, 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 and you're pretty certain that this is where Matthias Flytongue went.
Is this a bullywug club?
Yeah, this
Nice.
is the Bullywug City, their attempt at a tavern.
May I share an excerpt from Amari's journal where she made a replica of one of the sketches she saw on the wall?
Yeah, let's see it.
I think it's really good. Please let me know. I've been trying to enter in the local art college for quite some time. But if you see here, this is Linda. This is when she was eating the orphanage, and there are tadpoles in there because tadpoles are baby frogs.
That makes
and
sense.
I don't know anything about bullywug
anatomy.
breeding, but I assume they come in tadpole form because that just makes sense.
Gross.
And then there's the orphanage, and then there was the title that was written next to it, which was Table Rock Eating an Orphanage, which was spelled Orfnige.
I imagine the bullywugs have like or Table Rock nursery rhymes, because all nursery rhymes are based off of horrifying, catastrophic events.
Like their Brothers Grimm
Yeah.
is all about Table Rock.
Everything is literally.
And they're all the moral of the story is always don't leave the city.
I don't think we can sneak. I don't think we're going to be able to corner this guy unless we just wait and wait and wait, like do a stakeout and follow him home. Maybe we just act like we belong here and roll up in there and buy this guy
You're
something.
about their height, right? They aren't very tall.
We're
they?
like the same height, right?
Yeah. You're the same height. Yeah, I was gonna say Phoebus is particularly tall, but no, Matthias is about the same height, and he's general bullywug height, which is generally around the same height as you are. Yeah.
I'll just put my hood up. They won't.
What if you roll around in the mud a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't bathed in quite a while, but I mean, if you want me to look more mud, I was just dropped in a puddle of mud like an hour ago, but...
Yeah, but that's all dried over. Re-moisten yourself.
A mud bath? Yeah, I can do that. So I'll roll around in the mud.
Okay.
I will also roll around in the mud just because it looks like fun.
Just roll around out of solidarity.
Skaarf and Svir are both just rolling around in the mud. outside of the Sogyy Knite.
Amari is not.
Amari, you should try this.
I shall not do that.
I'm picturing Skaarf doing looking like my actual dog rolling in mud. Just
I'm doing the side to side.
But then maybe since you can't really tell any details about you now that you've rolled around in the mud, you can go in there and talk to him.
yeah. I'll put my hood up too, so it'll just be like, I'm dirty, I'm hooded. Maybe I can get away with something. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
And bring me an ale.
Bring me a wine if they have any.
If they have anything besides mud to drink, I'll be very surprised.
I would also take a whiskey.
All right, so you approach the windowless tavern that looks like it could fall over at any moment and is propped against the wall. The door to the tavern swings open easily, and there is this loud frog chorus, and you hear the playing of an out-of-tune piano, and you step into the torchlight from the tavern, and roll me a deception check to see how well your mud disguise works here.
All right, let's see. Deception's -1, so 15.
15. Oh, all right, good, yeah. So you actually step in, and the frog course continues on, and the piano continues as well. And you look over, and in the corner there is a what looks like a, if you're familiar with a poison dart frog, the neon colored frogs. This is a grung, and so they're a bit smaller. They are definitely gnome size, in their build. And he's actually playing with 3 out of his 4 feet. He's actually playing the piano. He's quite good. This thing is wildly out of tune, however. It's like this is someone who's very talented, making the absolute best of a terrible situation. You look around the tavern, and you see mostly there are groups of grungs that are together. They don't seem to be having a good time at all. Anxiety is very high here. The piano is clearly an attempt by the Sogyy Knite to try to just chill things out and get people into a better mood, a better place. But this is definitely the mood in here is dark and tense, and the frog chorus is not a happy frog chorus. It is definitely an anxious frog chorus, as everyone sort of chirps and talks at each other. And you see, it's interesting. You see a pair of halflings off in the corner drinking together, and the rest of the crowd sort of seems to be staying away from them. But they are there. It's just a pair of halflings that are having a drink. There does seem to be actual ale kegs behind the bar. Who knows what they are or how old they are, but they're there. And you see the thick red velveted Honorable Matthias Flytongue standing at the bar and waiting to be served.
What seems to be the common drink in the bar here?
It looks like most of the bullywug are not drinking. They just seem to be hanging out. The halflings are the only people you can actually see drinking, and Matthias looks like he's probably going to order the ale, because that's the only thing that they seem to have. So it's kind of interesting for a bar. It definitely seems more like a meeting place than a tavern that we would find, in above ground.
For good reason.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up to Matthias at the bar. I'm gonna go straight up to Flytongue, and I'm going to just put down. I'll just slap 1 silver on the table.
Yeah.
Be like, can I get you a drink, Honorable?
He looks at you for a moment. You can kind of see his eyes focus, and then you see him roll his eyes. Yes, you can get me a drink.
But, okay. I thought you would be a little more grateful, but okay. Awesome. What you drinking?
No, just the only drink that's appropriate for me to drink. I will have the ale, and I think we both know why.
Oh, totally know why. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Because of Table Rock?
No.
Oh, right.
You are here because of Governor Millionaire, are you not?
Of course.
Right, that's what I thought. You, do you know those two? And he motions to the halflings.
Ugh, those two.
I assumed you came here the same way that they did.
What do you mean?
That Governor Millionaire convinced you to come and help open the minds of the people of the Majestic, and he really rolls his eyes, City of Roompah.
Alright, honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you an actual tourist who's come to Roompah? And now he looks genuinely, very, very interested.
This dump?
Did you actually come as a tourist to Roompah?
Did I come here on purpose?
Yes, that's what I am asking you. Did you come here on purpose because you saw the brochures that our governor has been putting out into the countryside?
This is, now I kind of feel like you should buy me a drink. No. I'm here to talk business, actually.
Okay. Oh, there for a moment I thought this idiot plan will work. And I didn't. I thought the world was upside down.
No. I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, your home is disgusting. Absolutely horrible.
Exactly. And that's how we like it. And that is how it should be. Ugh. And at this point, the bartender, who is this tall, lanky, tree frog looking bullywug, slides over and he goes, "Yeah, you talking about getting the swamp back?" And Matthias says, "Yes, that's what we want. Just muck and rock and mud."
You have plenty of that, trust me.
Well, we had more of it before our leadership decided we need to become more, metropolitan. And he gestures to the tavern around him.
So you don't like any of this stuff?
An open city, he calls it. A hub of commercement, he says.
I have
Signs in common. Flowery Have you noticed there are signs in common in a bullywug city?
Yeah, I did find that. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was kind of nice. It was very easy to get around your city. I even noticed some artwork up. It was kind of nice.
The bartender leans in and goes, "Oh, tell him about the security plan." "Oh, the security plan. Can you believe our governor put a sign up that says sexy treasure, and he thinks that greedy people will self-select to their doom."
But if they survive, there's sexy treasure, right?
Well, it's kind of paradoxical that way. There was not supposed to be any sexy treasure, because they were greedy people were supposed to go there and die.
Right.
But what has happened is that enough greedy people have gone there and died that now there is in fact sexy treasure hidden in the mud from the dead people that are there.
God damn it! And Svir just like on the table.
What was that about?
Absolutely nothing. I would like 2 ales, please.
Oh. the green tree frog pulls 2 ales and and gives them to you and takes your 1 silver piece.
All right, I'm going to take the 2 ales and I'm going to walk out the door.
Then Matthias goes, no, well, enjoy the city.
Thank you. Your signs are very nice. I'm just going to walk back out. I'm going to hand the ale to Skaarf. Guys, the sexy treasure's in the room. We have to go back right now. They didn't have any wine, sorry.
I knew it.
There's been treasure in the room this whole time.
Yep, you should have just kept that spell on Skaarf and made him dig up the whole room.
I have several explicatives that I would like to say, but I'm not going to. Let's go back immediately.
Yeah, we have to leave right now.
I, for one, am pissed.
All right, well, let's at least finish our beers first.
Oh, Skaarf. Yeah, I was gonna say Skaarf already finished his ale.
Yeah, they're fairly small. They're like 6 ounce beers.
Svir's milking it. It's like perfect size for him.
Yeah, exactly right. He's like, it feels like home.
All right, well, let me, I'm sure they want these back. Let me take these back in. I'll take the cups when we go back inside. Is Matthias still there at the bar?
Yeah, he's still standing. He's just standing there, and his beer is untouched in front of him.
Oh, hey, you're still here. Good.
Yes, I am required to be here because, according to Governor Millionaire, important people hang out at the tavern. And so here I am. You might also notice that they drink beer at the tavern, which is why I have this.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad actually. I had one. It was pretty good.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, so you're gonna drink that?
No. I'm just required by the governor to be here with an ale that I don't want, so that I'd appear to be normal, as he says.
Right.
You see the halflings? They're paid to be here so that it's not all bullywugs.
Wait, are there? Okay, so hold on.
They're paid tourists.
These are the only ones. These are the only people I've seen in this whole city that aren't bullywugs. Are they the only 2 in this whole?
Exactly. Yes, and they've been half captured, half hired to be here so that the governor can say, look, surface dwellers want to come, and they don't.
They really don't.
And we don't want them.
I mean, I don't think anyone knows about this place.
Yes.
Can I talk to you about,
Revolt? Revolution? Overthrowing the governor? Yes, please.
That was easy.
Nope, wasn't gonna bring up any of that, actually.
Nah, forget I said that.
You don't seem good at this whole politics thing. You're out in the public talking about espionage.
I just want to go back to eating insects and being naked in the mud. Is that so wrong?
Not at all.
I never asked for this job. I didn't want it.
What if I told you there's a possibility to fight lots of bugs? And, I mean, clothing optional, I guess.
Lots of bugs.
Lots of them.
Clothing optional. You have my attention.
I mean, how open is it okay to talk about Table Rock?
The whole inn just goes silent, and everyone's looking at you. And Matthias says, shall we step outside?
Yeah, no problem. Let me finish my beer first. I'm gonna grab his beer and chug it.
Excellent.
Skaarf, I think he's bringing him out here for us to attack.
Okay, I will ready my weapon.
Okay. I will ready my weapons as well. I have no other reason to believe why he would bring him out here.
All right, hey Matthias, don't worry. I got a couple buddies outside. They're super chill. They wouldn't do. I mean, as long as you're with me, they're not gonna do anything to you. So, just know that this won't be a private meeting, but you're in a safe place.
Yeah.
You're in a safe place.
Excellent. I trust you. I trust you implicitly.
Good. You should. I'm a very trustworthy now.
I agree. Let us go talk about you know who, and then maybe we can discuss you know what.
You're still talking about Table Rock, right?
The first part, I was talking about that, and then the second part, I was talking about the revolution and overthrowing our leader.
Right. Is everyone still looking at us?
Yes, like everyone's doing it.
Just wave to the room.
All right, he's gonna wave as well. We are doing politics. Politics, everyone. And the rest of them kind of go,
Secret meeting happening. Zebra heap meeting. Go about your business. And we'll go outside to my party members.
Right. So you lead the way, and he just kind of trudges along with his tiny legs through the muck right behind you, and you head out the only door to the tavern into the darkness.
Yes.
Do I see... you guys are just out in the open with your weapons drawn?
I'm gonna try as soon as you walk out to just grab him, like bear hug.
Like pounce him?
Yeah, or just like pick him up.
All right, roll me an attack roll to see if you can rush up, and you get surprise on him. So see if you can rush up and grab him.
All right. Ooh, I just got a natural 20.
Did you really?
I really did, I swear.
You definitely grab him.
I want to run up and just grab, like, kind of just take my hands on either side of him and just like pick him up like a toddler.
Okay, yeah. So you just sort of both you grab him kind of by the biceps, by the upper arms below the shoulders, and just pick him straight up. And he says, "Oh, is this a surface dweller greeting?"
Svir, I've captured him. What should we do with the enemy?
Put him down?
He might get away then. How can we fight him?
No, we're just talking. He came out with me willingly. We're having a conversation.
We're planning to overthrow the government.
That was far too easy.
He's really bad at politics.
All right, I'm gonna gently put him down.
I am not much of a strategist, mostly a regular bullywug with an intelligence of 7.
Right.
So, Table Rock. She is a part of a bigger problem. She is one of many bug creatures. But, we're going to...
When you said we would fight bugs, were you talking about many table rocks?
No.
No.
Okay, because we were not on the same page, if that's what...
No. These bugs even Table Rock is afraid of.
This is getting worse and...
But, hear us out. It's like they are normal bugs. Slightly bigger, but many in number.
One took me down in one blow. They are quite large and fascinating.
What this is, again...
Really, she just fears their leader, I think.
He's just looking at you silently.
If bullywugs were to get naked and fight and eat bugs, they would remember how good that felt, and then they wouldn't want an open city no more.
I mean, that feels right to me, that if they were shown the old ways, they would go back to that.
The adrenaline of a good fight can really clear the mind.
So are you saying you are like the only one with this mentality and everyone else is sort of like they don't care?
No. I think that most everyone thinks our leader is insane.
So, this could be a good opportunity for you to show them something else. If they see you leading the charge against the bugs, when it's all said and done, they're gonna look to you.
His eyes just sort of drift up towards the ceiling, and you can just see that he's thinking deeply.
If you don't wear the red suit, you'll stand out among the crowd because everyone else is wearing clothes. However crude they may be.
I may not be good at politics, but I have an idea. If you will kill Governor Phoebeus Millionaire, then I will lead the bullywugs against your insects. as their new king.
Okay.
Deal.
Well,
What?
well, it's too late now.
Well, I mean, we have to. Sorry, all three of us have to say deal. So that's gonna be a yes from me, dog.
It is the rule.
Well, I just have a few questions.
Okay.
If we kill him, are you going to blame us for the killing, or are you going to, like, defend us for the killing?
I am going to take credit for the killing as the new ruler of the Bullywugs.
That sounds wonderful. Yes, deal.
I would like access to all the treasure that has been left in the sexy treasure reward room.
You can absolutely have everything in the sexy treasure reward room. And half of the Majestic City of Roompah's royal vault.
Half, you say?
Half. I will take the other half to rebuild by tearing down the city of Roompah.
Sounds good to me.
How much is in the Roompah vault?
I have no idea.
It's probably like 4 gold.
Excuse you, sir. We Bullywug are proud people who, admittedly, have little use of money.
Do you have access to your armory?
Oh yeah.
We don't have an armory. That's it's. Look at our tavern. Our armory is to armories, as this building is to taverns.
Then will you take me to your weapon pile?
Okay. I will take you to our pile of weapons in the mud.
Turns out that is the sexy treasure room.
It's the sexy treasure room. It's where all of the weapons that we have are from people who were duped into the sexy treasure room and killed.
I understand.
It's like a bullywug rite of passage to get into the military. You have to go in the sexy treasure room and find your
Get
own
your
weapon.
weapon and
Yeah.
escape.
Oh, I would love to watch a bunch of young trainee bullywugs as they like jump in and avoid the elementals.
Oh, yeah. The slow ones are frozen in the mud, in their mud chocolate covering.
They just look like the candy from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the chocolate covered frogs. That's good. All right.
Then I will say deal.
Deal across the board.
Excellent.
Where can we find the governor?
Are we getting straight to the killing?
Why not? Let's get out of here. We gotta go find Linda.
All right. The governor, he's hiding in the most secure building in all of Roompah. Across town, we see Governor Phoebius Millionaire, the tall bullywug leader, in what could only be described as a dilapidated chapel. And he is speaking with a pair of bullywugs in long flowing robes that are white to about the waist, and then they are all brown below that. And he is saying, yes, you need to make sure that the church is secure. This is where the leadership will be hiding out until the Table Rock threat is over. This is the place. Have you heard of a last survivor scenario? And the priests are shaking their head, and he says, yes, that is what will happen here. I will be staying for a while. Now, help me board up the windows. And we go back to our anti-heroes. He's hiding in the Temple of Fud.
I'm sorry, you just burped in my face.
The Temple of Fud.
Can you spell that for me?
We're not known for our spelling, but it's 3 A's, I believe.
Is it Fod?
Fod.
Temple of
The Temple of Fod.
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 Yes, that's it. You guys, as you're saying "fod" and you're walking through the caverns, you come to the edge of this tunnel that you're walking along, and so you're walking along this tunnel that he is leading you through, and you open out into a cavern that is at least as big as the Great Wonderful Hall, and Matthias stops and says, I will leave you here. Follow this path, and you will find the Temple of Fod.
Wise.
Can I finish?
I'm sorry, I'm really proud of myself on that one.
Can I finish? Governor Millionaire will be hiding in the Temple of Fod until Table Rock passes on.
How efficient do you think that team he sent out is?
They're the only reason that he is still the leader.
Like his secret police?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'm glad they're not here right now. They were very intimidating.
Well, like I said, they have held the entire city in check, even as every man, woman, and tadpole wish to overthrow our government.
All right, let's go.
Yes, right.
And they are out of the city hunting down Table Rock at the moment.
They are hunting down Table Rock wherever she may be.
Can you point us towards Fud?
Yes, and he points down a pathway and says, follow this trail. You look out where he's pointing, and the muck that you've been standing in gives way to a mossy floor that looks like green velvet, and there are fireflies that just light this underground forest like strings of lights in an outdoor cafe. And there's toadstools from as tall as your knee up to the size of apple trees, and once you move kind of away from the opening, you're not going to be able to see the back of this cavern or the roof. These toadstools are just they're too big, and they vary in colors. Some of them are purple, and some of them are red, and some of them are pale, and some of them have spots, and some of them have splotches. And there's a worn footpath that winds its way into the forest, and it travels beside this stream that's running away from where you guys are.
This is nice. All right. Who's leading the charge? Well, actually, let's come up with a game plan before we start heading that way.
Is Flytongue still with us?
He's still standing there. He doesn't seem to want to come out of the tunnel into the open space.
Flytongue.
Yes.
Tell us about the temple. What type of defenses shall we be expecting?
It is a stone temple. It is the governor actually had us carve and craft stone. Many bullywugs lost fingers and toes in the construction of this temple.
So this is we can't just walk up and just push this thing over.
Right. Yes. It is most formidable. There is a tower that provides a view of the surrounding area.
Like on top of the chapel or on top of the building?
Yes, on top of the temple there is a tower.
Can you get inside the building from the top of that tower?
Yes, if you could get onto the top of the tower, you could come down the stairs into the building.
I have an idea.
That was what I was thinking as well, actually. Great minds think alike.
Svir, I could throw you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or, How good's your strength in your old age? You still doing push-ups in the morning?
I've been working out every day.
You look very strong for an elderly being.
Thank you. I am 30 years old.
He's not.
All right. I have to get back to work. This has been fun.
Wait, you don't want to stick around and talk some more? We're having a great time.
It's good. I don't want to be seen with you killing the governor. If this fails, I want to deny it all.
Hey, you're getting better at politics already.
I'm learning.
Are you guys ready to go to FUD?
I am ready to go to FUD.
Let us go to FUD.
You guys head off down the path into the underground forest. This is the stunning forest, as it was written on the sign. And you wind along this mossy path underneath the mushroom caps and the flickering lights of the fireflies that just make this one of the most beautiful places you've ever seen in your whole life. And as you wind down the trail in the distance, go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Total 17.
9.
You're not going to believe this. I rolled another nat 20.
Do you really?
I swear.
All right, cool.
You're right, I don't believe it.
Skaarf killing it this episode.
I know.
Skaarf's, yeah. So Amari and Skaarf, especially Skaarf, it's something about the frequency of the chirps just register in your shifter ears very well, but you hear a single frantic frog song. It's like a whistle from a really angry sports coach, you know, like that. So like the coach's whistle, and then it cries out in the forest, and then it is suddenly silent.
I've heard something suspicious in this direction.
You wind on through the forest for probably another 300-400 yards, and you come to a clearing in the center of the fungal forest. As you move towards this clearing, there is a stone temple that is a single story, a stone structure, and there is a tower that is attached to the back of this single story temple. The tower is clearly unstable. It's not close to being straight. Whoever stacked this block, had clearly never done it before and did not know what they were doing. There are logs and boards that are bracing the tower against the ground and the nearby mushroom caps to help slow its steady fall. This is the most wonky tower that you've ever seen. There are windows, but they're not glass. They're stone, and they have been painted as if they were windows. And there is a bloody white cloth laying on the mossy ground, and the front door seems to have been torn off its hinges. Skaarf, you sense motion out in the mushroom forest, and you feel like there's movement around this clearing in more than one place.
We're definitely not alone. I would draw your weapons and be ready. And as I say that, I'm going to go ahead and draw my sword.
Amari will ready her weapons as well.
Svir's gonna put his fist up in front of his face and go like a badass.
Shall we make our way inside, or should we try and see what's out here first?
I think we should make our way inside. Investigate. Lead the way, Skaarf.
I will lead the way.
Right, just as you start to head to the door, you see someone emerge from the forest towards the back of the temple. It's a bullywog, and you are immediately struck by his jaunty tricorn hat as he sprints across the open space and then presses himself against the wall, slipping around the corner to the opposite side of the church from that you cannot see.
The Lord Mouth.
Looks like we're gonna have to go up against the super squad here. Maybe.
But why are they here? Shouldn't they be looking for Linda Miller? Maybe Linda Miller is close.
Maybe Linda did this.
Or maybe she did.
All right, so let's just be expecting company when we go inside. But
I agree.
let's take a little peek. Take a little peek.
I agree.
All right. Amari darts across the opening and puts her back against the wall next to the door. And then you can go ahead and give me an investigation check, Amari.
I got a total 10.
So you put your back against the wall. Before you look in, you glance down. You do see this blood-spattered white, it looks like a ceremonial shawl. You do the quick peek into the room, and it's hard to tell how much is just piles of crap that are always here versus was there a struggle? You know what I mean? So there are like wooden benches and they're not in any sort of arrangement like you would expect to see in an organized church. They're kind of off just in a hodgepodge. Some of them are toppled over. There is sort of an altar up at the front. It is lopsided altar. One side is clearly higher than the other. There is a bullywug laying across it, face down bullywug arms hanging on your side, and the legs are hanging on the other side. And that is what you see when you peek into the Temple of Fod.
As I'm sort of peeking my head in there, I'm going to say, is there anybody living in here?
You do hear some, it sounds like whimpering. There's some like light chirping and some sort of, you hear some motion sort of from the back of the church. It sounds like it's up the stairwell. And behind you, you hear a...
Oh no.
I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You turn around and it's me. No.
Don't play silly
something in my
tricks
teeth.
on me.
Oh, sorry. I get nervous. It's a tick.
When you turn around and look back towards the forest, you see a reflection from the top of one of the mushroom caps. And so there's like this kind of flickering of light that kind of almost sort of blinds you for a moment. And when you look closer, you realize that you're seeing the glass lens of Peeper's huge crossbow. And he's leaned out beside it, and he's motioning with his finger for you to move. You get this sort of move aside, move away kind of vibe.
I'm gonna like nod my head like, mm-hmm. But then also I'm gonna say, Linda Miller, are you in here?
And then you hear in your mind, Table Rock is on the eastern edge of the Linville Gorge.
Linda Miller, if you are in here, you should get out. I am getting out of the way of this gentleman here. Because there is a big scary monster in here that he is going to shoot. So Linda Miller, if you are in here, please evacuate post haste. And then I'm gonna like get out of his way because I do not want him to shoot me.
The peak makes for quite a hike from a nearby parking area. It's very popular for rock climbing.
I will rock climb with you if you just leave that place.
You get and then a couple more quick gestures to move away. And then he puts Silent the Peeper, or Peeper the Silent, puts his hand back onto his long crossbow.
I'm gonna... You guys, did you see that?
I saw you waving at stuff.
So, look there. That man,
Is he above us?
Yeah, he's on the top of the mushroom cap.
That we're right next to?
Well, he's a couple mushroom caps over. He's probably 5 or 6 mushroom caps over. He's got a clear line of sight on the door, and so he is set up so that he could try to get an angle into the door. So he's not straight on it, but he's set up a little bit onto the side with the hinges so that he can kind of look a little bit into the door. But he definitely set it up so that he could have a clear shot of anything that came into or out of that door.
What's he doing? What's he doing there?
Because Linda Miller is in there.
Linda Miller.
Oh, so let's fuck this guy up.
No, but I told her to leave. And I think she understood me because she started talking about the bit about rock climbing, which I think means yes. I think.
At this point, you see a Bullgrog Wart Pincher, the beach ball, coming around the corner. And again, his back is to the wall, and he does that back against the wall, stepping sideways.
Cat burglar.
Yeah. And then he kind of just peels himself around the corner, and then he sort of sidesteps back against the wall over to the door. And you see Lord Mouth comes back from sort of the side where you originally saw him, and he kind of slips up the side the same way. And now you've got Bullgrog on one side of the door with his back to the wall, and you have Lord Mouth on the other side of the door. And Lord Mouth has his rapier in his hand, and Bullgrog is just cracking his knuckles. And you get the impression that they're about to breach.
Skaarf.
Yes.
Skaarf. Can you somehow communicate with Linda Miller?
Let me try my mental connection. And I'm going to sit down, crisscross applesauce, and close my eyes. And I'm going to go, Linda Miller.
Okay. Roll.
It is unsafe for you here.
Just because you were so affected by Linda that you had temporary madness, I'm going to let you roll. This is going to be great. I'm going to let you roll an intelligence check and see
-1.
Yeah, and see how it goes.
It's going to be a 4.
Yeah.
There's that 4. The 4 came back.
You sit down and just talk to yourself.
Linda Miller.
You get absolutely no response at all.
I've warned her with my mind.
Okay, new plan. Svir, what's your plan?
I want to go fuck up this dude on top of this mushroom cap. Andy, okay, so they're big mushrooms, right? He's on top of a big mushroom?
So the edge of the cap is probably about 8 feet, right? 8 to 9 feet off the ground. And then it's a cap, so it slopes up. So he's probably 12 feet up, Are
the stalks like regular mushroom texture? Or are they like...
Yeah.
So
Let's
knock that dude off that mushroom. Let's just knock it over.
We need to stop thinking so alike. It's freaking me out. I will help him do this.
If you guys are going to start moving and doing things, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll initiative.
Svir got a 5.
Okay?
Amari got a 17.
Okay.
Skaarf got a dirty 19.
Right. All right, cool. So, Skaarf, it's your move.
Okay. Wait, did you get out that you were telling me to cut down the tree? Or the mushroom?
That was our plan.
Then I'm going to go ahead and try and cut down the mushroom. I'm going to head towards the mushroom and make a swing.
All right, sweet. So roll me an attack roll on the base of the tree, and then roll me some damage.
I got a 10.
You do hit. Yeah, it has a very low armor class. But yeah, roll me some damage.
All right. 8 damage.
All right. So you thuck into it, and it jiggles. You take a chunk out of the mushroom cap, or out of the mushroom stalk.
I think that's my turn.
You hear up above you. And you see Lord Mouth and Bullgrog Wart Pincher both glance up, and then they both glance down directly at you guys. And so their backs are against the wall, and they're flanking the door. and and Lord Mouth gives you this "get the fuck out of here" sign. Like he's like, he's sort of motioning with his hand, like you can just see, and he's sort of incredulous. I know who you are. Get out, go away. Like we're doing stuff, and like that's the look on his face. And Bullgrog Warp Pincher just raised his one finger, and shows it to you. And
I think I do it right back to him.
And they seem annoyed. Like that's like they're not angry. They're just slightly annoyed. You're pretty sure that there's a slight vibration on the mushroom and then a slight vibration on the mushroom next to it.
Maybe the guy jumped off this one and went to the other one.
You're smarter than me.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Only way to know is to knock this one over. Hey, I got it. I'm gonna look back at was it Bulgrog at the thing?
Bulgrog, yeah.
Did he? I'm like just did he?
Bulgrog's not super smart, so he looks at you and then he glances up and off to the side and then back down to look at you.
And then he goes, no.
Yeah, he shakes his hand.
Oh, okay. Hey, I think you're right. I think he went over the other one.
At this point, there's movement in the tower at the back, and the top of the tower is open. It's like a bell tower, but there's no bell in it. There is a bullywug figure, a very tall, very thin bullywug figure in the tower at the back of the church, and then in bullywug you hear this cheep, cheep, cheep. And with that, the burp squad starts to move, and that's when Bullgrog Warp Pincher rolls into the doorway with Lord Mouth behind him, and further down the edge of the clearing, the toga wearing tree frog looking High Priest Grognoggin appears from the edge of the mushroom trees and sprints across the clearing to follow the other two into the church.
Hey, Skaarf.
Yes.
Let's go with plan A. Can you throw me up at that guy?
At the tower?
No, on top of the mushroom. It's only like 12 feet up there. I'm very small. Can he throw me at the dude, and then as I'm like flying towards him, I just like wail on him?
Yeah, sure. I will let that go. If he completes the skill check of a 13 athletics check, and then you have to roll an attack roll. And awesome. And that will be how this goes.
So I have a +5 on athletics and advantage. Oof, I rolled a 9.
Yep, so you get to roll again.
I am not making this up. I swear I just rolled another nat 20.
Did you really?
I swear.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, I thought you were about to say you rolled another 9.
I did too, yeah. I was already picking up my dice on this side. You chuck him up with amazing grace. Amazing grace. And precision. Svir comes flying up onto the top of the mushroom cap where Peeper the Silent is laying prone with his crossbow in front of him. And so, yeah, you can have advantage on your attack roll.
Okay, the first attack is gonna be like a big elbow from the top rope.
Yeah.
From the top rope. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a 22.
That definitely hits.
Boom. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use my second key point and do a little flurry of blows.
Okay. How much damage did you get on your elbow?
I didn't roll damage yet. 8.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and 24.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Roll me damage on those.
13 damage. So that's gonna be, I guess,
13 in addition to the 8.
Yes.
All right, cool. Tell me about how you beat Peeper the Silent into unconsciousness.
I go through the flying elbow. from the top rope. I get him down on the ground, and I just put him like in an arm bar. He taps out, but there's no tapping out in real life. So I just keep going and
and he goes. His body goes limp. And at no point does he scream or cry out or anything because he's Peeper the Silent. All right, so Skaarf, it's your turn.
Who's the closest of the squad to me?
The High Priest was the last one to head through the door.
All right, then I'm going to head to the door and see if I can make like a running attack on this High Priest.
You sprint the 12 to 15 feet across the opening and then through the door. And as you enter into the temple, it is very dark because the windows are not real and the light of the fireflies is not carrying into this building. Any light that was in here has been put out. There's kind of a mess on the floor, but you do see the white cloth of High Priest Grognoggin up ahead, and you close the distance as he's slowed down in a supporting role, and Mouth and Bullgrog are both kind of moving in on the stairwell up to the tower. And so his back is to you, and he turns around as you enter the building at a run and faces you.
For Linda Miller, I got a 15.
That will hit.
It will kill.
13 damage.
13 damage. You're killing it. Good gosh. Yeah, so tell me about the end of High Priest Grognoggin.
Oh man, I think I just run in and just, as he turns to look, you just kind of like impale him into the wall. And then do like the slow pull out as he just falls, slumps down.
Oh wow. You hear a yell as Lord Mouth says, "No!" and charges towards you with his rapier in his hand. And he is going to slash at you and miss. And then he's going to hit for 21 to AC. You are going to take 6 points of damage from his rapier.
It's gonna take more than that to fell me.
And then Amari, it's your turn.
Is there still movement up in the tower?
Yes.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, you can see Governor Millionaire is frantically. It seems like he's trying to barricade himself in the tower.
Mm. How far away would you say he is from me?
From where you are?
Mm-hmm.
So he's up in a tower and you're down on the ground. So if he was standing on the ground, he'd be 35 feet away. But he's not. He's about 2 stories up in the air. So now you're looking at the hypotenuse of the triangle. And so I would say probably about 50 feet.
It's crudely built, right?
The tower, yeah.
Huff and puff.
Could I climb it?
Blow that bullywug down.
Could I climb it for my movement, or would that take up my action?
That would take up your action, yeah. You could just about get to the base of it in one movement and have an action, or you could use your dash and you'd be able to climb up to the top of it.
I'm going to do the dash. I'm going to scurry up it and get in the tower.
Roll me an athletics check or an acrobatics check, whichever one you like, to make sure that you can climb up this tower.
Nat 20.
Oh wow! You scurry right up this thing and gracefully hop over the ledge into where the bell tower or where the bell used to be. And as you do, you almost land right on top of Governor Millionaire, who looks up and goes, "Oh, oh, oh! Who are you?"
I'm your savior.
Oh, thank God! She's. Table Rock is here, and you hear scratches and clawing at the underside of the door. It's like one of those. It's like a hatch, and he's sitting on top of the hatch, and he's just pulled some like wood and debris and things from around the top of everything he could find in that small area, and kind of try to put it on top. And he's sitting on top, and even with him sitting on it, the hatch is kind of going ka-thunk. kathunk, kathunk, and at one point it goes kathunk, and you see a little insectoid finger almost like try to get up underneath the hatch and stop it from going back down, but he's jumping on it, and so the fingers kind of get pinched, and then they kind of disappear back under the hatch, and it closes again. Oh, thank God! I'll give you anything.
Your life?
That doesn't sound like saving at all.
Whatever.
So that's your action. You are now up there with Governor Millionaire, and Bullgrog Warp Pincher is going to move forward and engage with Skaarf as well, seeing his friend impaled as Skaarf charges into the room. Bullgrog moves forward, and you notice he doesn't have an actual weapon. He's just got his little Tyrannosaurus hands, and he runs, and all of a sudden he springs at you, Skaarf, and his mouth just opens impossibly wide, and he's going to bite for 17 to AC.
That's my AC.
All right, so he is going to bite for that, and you are going to take, great googly movie. You're going to take 12 points of piercing damage.
12, you say?
Yes.
Okay, then I go down.
So yeah, so he just chomps you, and because you go down, he is able to use his tiny hands, and you go head over feet into this beach ball
he's
mouth.
Yoshiing me.
And yes, he totally Yoshis you, and Skaarf is swallowed by Bullgrog Wart Pincher, and into the blackness of Bullgrog's enormous belly you go.
What? I'm not like dead forever, am I?
We shall see. So, High Priest Grognoggin is no more. Svir, it's your turn. You were looking through the door as you saw Skaarf kill the High Priest, get stabbed by Lord Mouth, and then get bitten and swallowed by Bullgrog Warpincher.
This seems about right. This seems like everything's going just about as it should. Okay, I saw him get swallowed. So I'm on top of this mushroom. What type of crossbow did Peepers have?
It's actually a light crossbow,
okay,
but the scope on it gives it longer range, so it has all of the hit power of a light crossbow, but twice the range.
That's my crossbow now.
So you take this scoped crossbow, yeah. All right.
Forget that old one. That one sucks.
You take Peeper. The crossbow of Peeper the Silent is now the crossbow of Svir.
Awesome. I'm going to take that crossbow and I'm going to aim it at Bullgrog.
Okay.
And
don't hit
right
his
as
stomach.
I'm aiming for his head, and I go and try to get his attention.
At Bullgrog?
Yeah, does he look at me?
Yeah.
Good, I go like this, and then I fire the crossbow.
You flip him the bird, and then fire the crossbow at him. All right, cool.
Awesome. 18?
18 definitely hits. Yeah, it's a 1d8 plus 2 damage.
7 damage.
So you just thunk it right into his shoulder, not hitting him in the abdomen. You give him the bird, and then he immediately looks worse for wear because of that. All right, Lord Mouth is going to move across the church and slam the door shut again to close off Svir's angle looking into the church, and that's the last that you guys can see of what's going on inside. Amari, it's your turn.
I am going to reach out and cup his little froggy face.
Yeah?
Bring him forward, give him a kiss on the forehead, and cast Inflict Wounds on him.
I love Amari. This is so beautiful.
So, that's gonna be like a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit the unarmed Bullywug governor.
22 damage.
Tell me about this is massive. Just know this is massive overkill. And tell me about what happens when you kiss him and cast Inflict Wound.
I literally mummify him. So, as frogs tend to be quite slimy, it's the sheen that leaves first. And then it's the eyes. You really see it in the eyes as they start to flatten. He's trying to scream, but he can't because he just can't. And his eyes begin to sort of deflate and sink into his skull. And as that happens, his skin begins to tighten. You can see his teeth become very visible. I'm assuming they have teeth. Just ignore me. His skin starts to get really taut against his teeth, his little weird froggy bones, until he becomes a little shell, and that stupid little bathrobe just slips off of him because it doesn't fit anymore. And then I'm going to say, good boy, and then I'm going to throw him off the tower, and I'm going to open the hatch.
Sweet. You throw him off the tower, and you open the hatch, and you're looking down at Linda Miller, who's looking up at you, and as you open, you almost see like bloodlust in her eyes, like she's about to spring, and then when she looks up and sees you and does not see a bullywug, she just pauses, and in your mind, you hear, the snack bar closes at 6.
The snack bar closed early because someone had to go home.
All right. So you're looking down at Linda Miller, and all of a sudden, Linda Miller just disappears down the stairway as the powerful hands of Bullgrog Wartpincher grab her and yank her down into the chapel. And so Bullgrog is going to yank her down and toss her kind of out onto the floor. Yep. And Linda is going to take a little bit of damage from getting yanked and tossed out into the floor in front of Lord Mouth. And that is going to be Bullgrog's turn. Svir, it's your turn. You're on top of the mushroom, and the door, your line of sight, has been closed off.
Hey, real quick, should I roll a death saving roll?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did skip you. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a death saving roll.
Okay. It's a 6.
All right. You have failed the first death save.
You should have skipped your turn, buddy.
Yeah, no, yeah. Good thing you
should have said
thing.
There goes all my good rolls. Although if I rolled a natural 20 inside of him,
Yeah.
That's how babies are born.
Yeah. So Linda disappears into the darkness. Svir, it's your turn.
First thing I want to do, free action. I'm hoping it's free action. I'm going to yell over to Amari. Hey, Skaarf got swallowed. He needs help down there. They closed the door. I can't see. I mean, I'm going to go knock and see if they open the door. But
I killed the governor.
Oh.
He's down there. The fat one took Linda Miller.
The fat one also swallowed Skaarf, so I guess we got to kill the fat one. All right, I'll go after the fat one. All right, I'm going to climb down. Can I jump down without taking damage?
Yeah, you can jump down. They said it's about 8 feet. So yeah, I'll let you. Just you give me a quick athletics or acrobatics check, and
I'll do acrobatics.
Just hit a 10 or so, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, 13.
All right, cool. So you land and roll, and you're up on your feet.
And then I'll go up to the door, and can I just open the door? Just.
Yeah, totally. You see Bullgrog standing at the base of the stairs. You see Linda Miller sprawled out on the floor, about probably 5 feet in front of him, like on your direction. And you see Lord Mouth standing beside her with the rapier. and that's what you're looking at when you open up the door.
Can I just go up and make 2 unarmed strikes?
Oh yeah, then yeah, you can get to you could get to any person in this room with your movement and make your strikes.
I'm gonna go up to Bullgrog because he already hit him.
So you charge up to Bullgrog and make me an attack roll.
Oh yeah, 24.
Yep, that definitely hits.
All right, 8 damage. Is this still
Oh
up?
yeah, that's it for Bullgrog. Yeah. So tell me what happens with Bullgrog.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to him and Superman punch the crossbow bolt further in.
Yeah. And he regurgitates Skaarf onto the ground as he dies. And now he and Skaarf are both covered in blood and goo on the floor, and it's really disgusting.
I poke Skaarf. I wonder if Bullgrog did this or if it was just old age. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Lord Mouth is going to attack you with his rapier.
I'm probably also about to go down.
For 15 to AC?
That does not hit my AC.
It does? It does not.
I'm small and fast.
It does not. Oh, yeah. He slashes at you with your reflexes. You duck away. Oh, and then his next attack is even worse. So you are able to duck away from the slashing rapier of Lord Mouth.
Nice.
All right. It is Skaarf. I need you to make me a death saving throw.
All bark but no bite from Lord Mouth.
3.
7.
Oh my god.
Skaarf, you have 2 failures. 1 more, and that will be it. Amari, it is your turn.
I'm going to go down the stairs. And how much of my movement would that be?
So you're going to use about half your movement to descend the stairs. So you should be about 10 to 15 feet left, which would put you... So as you come to the bottom of the stairs, you are standing right beside the dead body of Bullgrog Wartpincher and the slobber-covered body of Skaarf, and you see Svir and a Lord Mouth locked in mortal combat. So you should be able to get to anyone that you wanted to get to.
So, how far away is Skaarf exactly?
10 feet from you at the most.
Okay. I'm just gonna cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
I don't want to heal him. Just cast Spare the Dying.
So, Skaarf, you're still unconscious, but you do become stable.
Okay.
You're alive. That's as best as I'll do.
Sweet. Svir, it's your turn.
Me? Again?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Let's go after Mouth. Let's go after Lord Mouth.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to him. Oh yeah, that's gonna be 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Don't roll damage on these boys. Dude. 5 damage.
Yep.
Unarmed strike. Ooh, not as good. 12.
That does not hit.
That is not. Alright, so that's all I got.
You punch Lord Mouth in the face. All right. Lord Mouth is going to hit back. He's not messing around. He's going to have a 17 to AC there, Svir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that hits.
And then 8 points of damage from his rapier.
I'm still standing better than I ever did. But not, well, that's not true at all. I'm very close to dying.
So he stabs you with his rapier, and then he steps back, and you see him dip down as if he's about to sing opera, and he opens up with this just guttural bullywug, almost like a scream, because. And
Super
it
Saiyan.
is so it's just the pitch and the tone and the way he does it, it just rattles inside your head. And I need Svir and Amari and Linda Miller to all make wisdom saving throws.
Ooh, yeah. 16 for me.
Okay.
I got a 24.
All right, so you guys are both going to take 4 points of psychic damage from this strange bullywug scream from Lord Mouth.
Sphere's down.
Svir is down. Amari, Lord Mouth points his rapier at you and starts to walk forward. And as he does, you see this strange shape, this awkward, angular shape rise up behind him. And in your mind, you hear, Table Rock is on the eastern rim of the Linville Gorge.
Take him out, baby.
And that's when these 2 insectoid limbs just spear through Lord Mouth's chest. And he just disappears into this gaping, like, insanely open maw of Linda Miller. And she just, you kind of watch in admiration and horror as she debones this bullywug in the matter of seconds. And Lord Mouth disappears into the feeding frenzy that is Linda Miller.
You feel better?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry for all the carnage that I caused.
It's no wonder they fear you so terribly.
They taste so good.
I imagine they do. However, we need to get you out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. And as she says that, she's starting to nibble on Bullgrog Wartpincher's leg. Yes.
I mean, you can take him with you. That's fine.
She's gonna, like, it's like a to-go box. She's like, oh.
Don't forget about that jerky out back.
I also, you should try the dried out one that I did. He's outside.
Table Rock is a mountain in the east rim of the Linville Gorge.
The flavor, when you dry things out, the flavor intensifies. So maybe you will like it a lot. So
part of the Biscuit National Forest.
Just don't go out there without supervision, because people really hate you around here.
John
Give me
Fraser.
1 moment.
Yes. And she kind of drags Bullgrog Wartpincher over into a dark corner, and she's just gonna wait for you.
So I have just enough to cast Cure Wounds on both of these fuckers, and since I am a Grave Cleric, you just both get 10.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
I definitely rolled 1 death saving throw in the background, and it wasn't going great.
Tell me about it.
Yes. All right.
I think Skaarf pops up with a, where are my Dom jeans?
Your what?
What were you dreaming about over there?
Sorry. It was from a book that I read.
The door to the temple starts to open.
Amari's gonna quickly go stand in front of Linda Miller to hide her.
The Honorable Matthias Flytongue peeks into the room and sees you and says, "Is it over?"
Yes.
It's over.
It's done.
Did you not see him outside?
I did not. Hold on. And the door closes.
Linda,
Holy crap! Wow.
Linda, don't kill him.
This is great, because it's definitely him, and he's definitely dead.
Mm-hmm.
And as Matthias walks in, he looks around and he sees the bodies of the Burp Squad. You got rid of his muscle too. This is great.
We kind of had to.
Well, a deal is a deal. I'll take credit for killing the Burp Squad and the governor. And that's when he sees Linda Miller and goes, "Holy God, Table Rock!"
Oh, calm your shit. Look at me. Look at me. Calm your shit. You're a grown-ass bullywog. You are no tadpole.
Ask Bullywug.
Bullywug, listen.
Okay.
She was made this way against her will.
Okay.
She is going to help us get out. We helped you get rid of your stupid little leader.
Yes.
You're going to help us fight the things that made her this way. She's going to help us get out. Everybody wins, all right? And then we'll take her with us so you don't have to deal with her anymore.
And she will never come back.
I will try my best to make sure she finds something tastier than you lot.
And you can take credit for that, too.
And you can take credit for that, too.
Did you see her resume on the wall coming out here? She ate a retirement community.
Linda, how could you?
Linda kind of shrugs and she seems embarrassed to have been eating Balgrog, and now she's trying to hide him behind her.
Matthias, Flytongue.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna bounce, but how can we call on you to get help when we need it?
I will go and talk to the community and let them know that Linda Miller is gone and that Millionaire is no longer in control and that we will go back to our old ways. And I think that will be well heard. I do have a way. It is untested, but I do have a way. Wait here. And Matthias disappears out into the forest and the splendid forest. And he seems to be gone for quite some time. When Matthias returns, he has an orb. It's like the size of a softball. But when you feel it, it's soft. And he hands it to Amari and he says, "This is a bullywug tadpole. If you put this into a lake or a river or a stream, it will hatch. And I will know that it's hatched. And that will be the signal. And we will come to where you are." And he gives you this special bullywug tadpole that's kind of like a leather, soft leather pouch, is what it feels like.
I want to grab, while I'm thinking about it, I want to grab both High Priest Grognoggin's toga and Lord Mouth's tricorn hat.
Okay.
And stash them in my bag.
All right.
No, I'm going to wear the hat.
All right, you now have a tricorn hat and a filthy toga in your bag.
I appreciate you upholding this part of your bargain.
Right, indeed. Shall we go look in the vault?
Let us go get some sexy treasure.
Yes.
Let's get some sexy treasure. And that's where we're going to stop for this time. Yay!
Hey everyone, dustin.bays here. Thanks for listening to today's show. We really appreciate you guys coming out and listening. We're having so much fun making this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the quality of our episodes are getting better as we're getting more tools and gadgets and people are starting to listen more. Hey, if you're one of our listeners and you want to publicly tell us how good of a job you think we're doing, please do. We love that. It really... I can't tell you how excited we get when someone sends us a piece of feedback. And if you want to do that online, you can do so on our Facebook and Twitter, and our Instagram at Bragpod, that's BRAGPOD, or by searching Blue Ridge Adventurer'S Guild. And if you want to give us some private feedback, rate and review the show. That's also public, but I was trying to make the dichotomy work. But please rate and review. Tell your friends about it that play D&D or tabletop role-playing games. It really helps us grow, and we're starting to get some of that growth, and it's very, very exciting. Can't tell you guys how appreciative we are that you're listening to the show. Next episode's coming out in 2 weeks. That's going to be February 8th, and we're going to be moving away from our Horde party finally after our little holiday break. So get into a new party, so very excited for that, and we'll be seeing you then. Thanks. Bye.